One of the stupidest arguments I hear in the IWC is what factor in a wrestler is more important between character and wrestling ability. I'm sick of that debate. I'm sick of people saying, oh, wrestling is more important. Oh, character is more important. There is no more important factor. At least I don't personally think so. There is no more important factor. They are both needed. Let me explain why. See, the people who are prioritizing wrestling are right, okay? Wrestling is very important in a wrestling show, okay? It's wrestling. If you don't have good wrestling to offer in a wrestling show, then what are you doing? Just make a different type of show. But character, the guys who are debating character are also right. And the reason why is because pro wrestling is staged, okay? Pro wrestling is staged, so you gotta make some sort of storyline and have some characters developed for wrestlers to make an entertaining storyline, because pro wrestling is, a staged sport at the end of the day. But I'm sick. I'm sick to death of the IWC going at each other's throats over which factor is more important. They are both equally important, okay? They are both equally important. Let me put it like this. There are wrestlers that I really like and I think are great simply because, that's my car, simply because of how good they are at wrestling, okay? For example, Finn Balor. Now, as far as character goes, he doesn't have that much to offer, okay? He doesn't have that much to offer, but his wrestling is great. He's very fun to watch in the ring, okay? Who else? Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, he has more character than he has had ever before with his current heel gimmick, but I feel like he's better as a wrestler overall than he is a character. Another example, Lyra Valkyria. Even though she doesn't have that much to offer as a character just yet, she is so much fun to watch in the ring. She is a really good in-ring performer. She excels at that, okay? Other examples, Motor City Machine Guns. Now, I've never seen Motor City Machine Guns cut an outstanding promo before. I'm not saying that they're bad at mic skills, okay, because I haven't seen enough of that for me to be convinced, okay? But they are one of the most renowned tag teams on the planet for a reason. They have one of the best tag team chemistries I've ever seen. They are an amazing tag team, an absolutely amazing tag team. Now let's get on to the character side. There are wrestlers that I like, even though they are good wrestlers, I like more because of their character. Example, the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six, all the members of that stable are talented wrestlers, okay? But they excel more at their characters, okay? They're written so fantastically. Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, he has cut some absolutely wonderful backstage promos as himself talking to Uncle Howdy. Those were amazing, okay? I thought they were outstanding promos. The Wyatt Six they excel more as characters than they do as wrestlers. They're still great wrestlers, but they're slightly better characters. Who else? Grayson Waller. Now, Grayson Waller he's also a talented wrestler. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. He's also a very talented wrestler, but I like him more as a character because he is a really funny heel. I actually think personally that he's right now the funniest heel on the roster. I think he's freaking hilarious. And also, who else? Dominic Mysterio. Now, Dominic, he is a good in-ring performer, but what makes him so well known and appreciated by a lot of IWC people is, now I hate the IWC. I hate how toxic they are, but they do really like Dominic Mysterio because it's fun to boo him, okay? Booing him is hilarious. And when he's trying to cut a promo and there's a bunch of loud boos, it's freaking hilarious. That's the same reason why I thought Vicky Guerrero was hilarious. Every time she tried to cut a promo, very loud boos and her screaming, "Excuse me," and, Dominic yelling "Caliente," that means shut up in Spanish. You get what I mean. It's funny to boo him. There's many other examples for both sides, okay? There is no more important factor. Some wrestlers are great because they're great wrestlers. Other wrestlers are great because they have great characters, even though they are good at wrestling as well. And my stance, if you're all wrestler and no character, you could use a little bit of help, okay? Like maybe being part of a stable or a tag team would, elevate you as a character, okay? It would elevate you as a character. If you're all character and no wrestler, let me explain what I mean. If you have good mic skills, but you're not good at wrestling, maybe you shouldn't be a wrestler. Maybe you should be a commentator or a ringside manager or valet, or you get the idea. If you can't wrestle, even though you have great mic skills, you shouldn't be wrestling. Just don't wrestle. Take on another role within the company, like a valet or a ringside manager or a commentator. You get my idea. That's what I think. Now, the very best of the best wrestlers, in my opinion, excel at both character and wrestling. That's why wrestlers like Cody Rhodes are extremely popular. He's very good in the ring, and he's also a very good babyface. A really good face. And also LA Knight. He excels at being an in-ring performer, and he's also one of the best talkers in the company right now, in my personal opinion. He is really good on the mic and really good in the ring. He excels at both of those, and so does Solo Sikoa. You get the idea. The best of the best wrestlers excel greatly at both wrestling and being a character and being a good talker. Good wrestlers, very good wrestlers excel because of their wrestling. Wrestlers who are good at wrestling and, and have, more character than they do wrestling ability, even though they can wrestle, are good because of that. Okay? But the only time where I personally just don't like a wrestler is when they're all character and no wrestling ability. I can get by with a wrestler not having character because I'm more interested in seeing some great in-ring shows, personally. I like watching people fight. That's my eyes, okay? And I don't want anyone calling me a smark. I hate that freaking word. And I also hate the anti-smark and smark word as well. I've talked about that before. I can't stand that. And also, but I just can't get by with someone who is an in-ring performer and can't do it well, even though they have character. They're better suited as a valet or a commentator or a ringside manager. You get the idea. That's my eyes. Stop saying which factor is more important, because neither is more important than the other. They are both needed equally.